Hi again. So, over Labor Day weekend, I went to Mount Charleston with a few friends. This was day 3. Day 2 was rest day. And we're at Sonar Wall. This is a 12A that Tom had just done before me. And I am trying to flash. I did not watch him do the route very carefully, which would have been the smart thing to do. I don't even think I was climbing when he was doing it. I think I was just eating snacks and chatting. There's also some great YouTube videos of the proper beta for this route that it would have helped a lot to have watched before coming out here, or even at the crag. I just sent a 12C second go before this, which is really good for me.
You're good? Yeah. You want it lower? Slack. Slack. Okay, sorry.
Here you can see me almost blow this second clip.
Yeah, like yesterday. Yeah, that's right. It's really beautiful.
But Tom does a great job of taking in all the slack again. Thanks, Tom. And then immediately feeding slack out. This was a difficult belay. I mean, aside from that, I don't think it was that difficult. I tried really hard on this route. I really wanted to send this. It was the third route of the day. Or the third go of the day. But I was already feeling pretty tired after the first climbing day. And, we had to drive back home the day that I was climbing this, so back to LA, which is like a 5-hour drive. So I wasn't really planning on trying this again after this go.
If you just lower slowly and then I'll tell you to stop.
Okay.
This is the only time on the whole route where I used that left knee bar for this mediocre left smear.
Stop.
I wanted to send this route so bad.
More.
I got really into it towards the top. There was a lot of yelling. I feel like I had already worked so hard, put so much effort into it on this one go, albeit I put way more effort in over many weeks on different routes, but I did try really hard this one go on this route.
Okay. Let me just look at this. Oh, hold on.
So I think this was a decent rest, just stemming really wide. But I think the main reason I tried this rest was because watching Tom, it felt like I wanted him to do it while I was watching him. And it's nice to show off the long legs, The long, hairy legs. There's so many bees up at the top of this footage. Thankfully, they weren't there by the time I got there. I think I scared them off with all the yelling. I'm fairly sure a lot of the beta I used was suboptimal, so I hope nobody watches this for the beta. I'm just resting my way up the whole route, basically, since I have no idea what's coming, and I mean, I guess I have a vague idea that it's a little bit more sustained, so I try to make use of whatever mediocre rests I can get. This is the first time I've had footage from above. It's fun to see what my fingers actually do on the hold, how they adjust and stuff.
Beta? Beta?
I wasn't totally panicking at this point, but it was starting to get a little bit desperate.
High up or under on the side?
You go up and right 3 feet, then traverse left on little crimps. And then you should be able to go up from there.
I think this is probably the actual crux of the route, even if you know where all the holds are. I suspect.
Good hold up and right. Yep, that one. Then up and left from you.
This is where it got really hard for me,
Up and left.
or started getting really hard.
Yep. Nice, dude. Reversing left. Yep. 4 crimps on the face in front of your face. In front of your face. Come on, dude.
I think I really didn't want to use that left hand, or sorry, that right hand, but in the end I was like, well, gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I could have just used it sooner and not wasted time, but, you know.
Ah! Watch me. Ah!
Oh, I was so happy to grab that hold.
Ah! I heard that crack under my fucking foot.
I mutter to myself about how the previous right foot I had made some crackling sound when I stepped on it, and I was afraid it would blow when I was clipping. I more or less thought that this route was over at this point, because I could match and rest on this hold, and the next 2 holds on the left were pretty good. But I ended up falling. I don't have footage of that, unfortunately, because the GoPro was clipped to the second to last bolt, not the anchor. But yeah, I was very disappointed to fall, you know, a couple of feet above where the camera cuts out. I hung out at the rest for too long, and I thought that the route was kind of over, but then I couldn't establish on the face over this bulge. It was actually still pretty hard. I had like I threw a mini fit after I fell. I think it's like the biggest like hissy fit I've thrown ever when I've fallen, I think. But yeah, thanks for joining me for this climb. I hope it was interesting. I need a good catchphrase. I'll see you out there. It's okay, I'll work on it. Goodbye.